All right, we should be good. We should be in the building. I cannot hear myself right now, but I'm pretty sure that you guys can hear me. We are back at it. Good to see everybody in the building. You know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. We are back at it, looking all crispy and clean on the screen. And welcome, y'all. Welcome back to another YouTube live stream and another episode of the ClassE Morning Show. I'm your host, ClassE, of patreon.com/ClasseBeats. By the way, the link is in the description as well as in the pinned comment in the chat. And wow, what a crazy show we have for you today. Karen Reed, man, there's the gift that keeps on giving. Thankfully, now it's in a good way because another juror finally spoke out. We're going to hear from the foreman today. He officially gave his first statement since deliberating in the Karen Reed trial, and it's going to be interesting to hear what he says. Also, y'all know Paula Prado. We're going to start calling her by her first name. Put some respect on Paula's name. Juror number 11. She's clapping back at all the haters, the people out there that are trying to dox her and her family. We're also got to get into some other news that is interesting about what's going on in the Karen Reed world as well. We're going to hear from Sergeant Baros. We got a lot to cover, man, but before I get into it, I gotta say what's up to the people. I'm not gonna tell y'all, I'm not gonna give away all the secrets. Shout out to my awesome, amazing Amy is in here. We got Perfect Peace in the building. Les Cleaver, J Bugmaster, Taco Tuesday is in here. It's your day, Taco Tuesday. CPE's in the building. Keep it moving, New York. Kara Hampton, Trisha. Oh my gosh, all of y'all are in here. Paula Eyes is in the building. We've got Errol Glee is in the building too. Good to see you. We got Valerie Knotts. Good morning. Good morning. We've also got a couple other people. Oh man, I'm gonna miss some of y'all. We've got Virginia Wiley is in the building. We've got RD419 is up in here. Good to see you. Who else? Who else? I want to shout out our members too. Shout out to the amazing members. Y'all been holding it down over here for forever, man. I appreciate y'all. We've got Libby22 SC Girl is in here. Cynthia Hartz is in the building. We've got F Cancer. Yeah, F Cancer, man. 12 is in here as well. Good to see y'all this morning. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I'll be saying good morning to a couple of y'all as we go throughout the show. Guys, I do not ask for a lot on this show. I mean, I really don't ask for anything, to be honest. But the one thing I am going to continue to beg you guys for my entire career on YouTube is that you like the video. You all, I don't think, unless you're a content creator, you do not realize how helpful it is for you to like the video. It takes less than a second. It's free. It lets the algorithm know you guys are enjoying the show. It shares the video, this live stream, all the videos I've done in the past, and the channel with more people. So if you guys could take a second and do that, I would appreciate it. Big shout out and thank you to all 700 of you that have liked the video so far. It really does help us out. So thank y'all so much. And if you're feeling extra generous, you could also share the video. If you guys share the video on whatever platform you're using, you can share it on X, you can share it on Facebook, you can share it, I don't know, on Instagram, even if you want to. That would be amazing. And thank you to all of y'all who have done that. Also, I will be reading super chats as we go throughout the show. I know so many of y'all go the extra mile and are absolutely generous by supporting via super chats, cash apps, and over on PayPal as well. So I got to shout y'all out. Big shout out to my awesome, amazing Amy is up in here gifting 5 memberships. Oh my goodness. Shout out to the members gang. If you haven't checked out the membership side and you got a membership from Amy, first of all, make sure you say thank you. Secondly, make sure you check out our members only content. Also, being a member, you get instant access to any videos we drop here on the channel. You get behind the scenes look, some of the interviews we've done in the past and we'll do in the future. And also you get some fun emojis you get to use in the chat as well. So thank you to Amy for giving y'all an opportunity to take advantage of that and check out the members only side. Thank you, Amy. As always, we got Virginia Wiley in here, says good morning with the 5-bomb. To my great CEB family, have a blessed and productive day. Same to you as well, Virginia. Thank you. We got Kara Hampton in here as well, says it's Taco Tuesday. You know what time it is. Have a great day on purpose. Absolutely. Shout out to Kara with the 2-bomb. All right. I know you guys are ready to get into it. This is going to be an amazing show. I think I got most of y'all in here. And oh, shout out to F Cancer, says, hi, ClassE. Love the shout out. I'm a breast cancer survivor and lost my mom to breast cancer and aunt recently to pancreatic cancer. I lost an aunt to breast cancer as well. So F Cancer. Yeah. Can we get F Cancer in the chat? Can we just get rid of that already? Like, let's move on to the next thing. Cancer's got to go. Thank you for sharing that story, F Cancer. And I'm glad that you're still fighting the fight over there. Congratulations on that. That's amazing. All right, we've got Kitchen Table Juror is in here. I like that name. That is hilarious. We've also got, who else? Oh, I missed a couple of you. I think I said what's up to Livy. Good morning. In Blue is in here saying good morning as well. And Jaybird is in here as well. Our forensic scientist is in the building. Good morning, Jaybird. Good to see y'all in here. And F Cancer. Yeah, Amy lost her brother to cancer as well. A lot of cancer survivors. It's great to see y'all in here. Good morning. Oh man, was listening to the teen stabbing party trial and the chat is so rude. Thank you guys for being not the usual. Oh yeah, you know, we're supportive in here. And if you're new to the show, listen guys, we are not an echo chamber. We welcome differing views. If you have a differing view, please make sure that you share that in the comments and in the chat. Not only does it make for a great conversation, but it helps us get a different perspective, helps move things forward. The only thing I ask is that we just keep it respectful because we're adults here. Well, most of us are adults. Sometimes y'all know I get immature, but most of us are adults in here. And I think we can have a back and forth without name calling, without being disrespectful. So if y'all would just do that, I would appreciate it. I asked y'all to share the video. I didn't even share the video my own self over on X because y'all know X is going crazy when it comes to the Karen Reed trial. So hopefully everybody over there will know that we're live and we're going to go ahead and get into it. Thank y'all for typing F Cancer in the chat too. Yeah, so many people have been or know somebody who has to deal with cancer or has fought cancer themselves. So yeah, definitely so glad to hear that. And I'm sorry for your loss as well, F Cancer. That's a dope name though. We've got, oh, shout out to Patty. Has a birthday, celebrating a birthday tomorrow. All right. And shout out to the new timers in here too. And I think we got everybody. All right. If y'all are ready, we're going to go ahead and get into our first topic. Again, if y'all haven't yet, I'm going to keep begging you to, as we get new people joining the show, make sure that you guys like the video on your way in because it helps us out a lot. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. As y'all know, Paula Prado, aka Juror number 11, has been on an amazing media run, giving great interviews, great insight into what was going on behind the scenes of this Karen Reed trial, and especially when it came to deliberation. But as you guys know, the internet and media is the internet and media. And there's going to be people on both sides. As you've seen throughout this trial, there have been people on the Commonwealth side that wanted to see Karen Reed thrown into jail and believed that she was absolutely guilty. And then we have the free Karen Reed side, which eventually won. Congratulations to Karen Reed. And they were super supportive of Karen Reed as she went throughout this process. But Paula, unfortunately, has been receiving a lot of backlash from some of the things that she said and giving her opinion. She's also been doxxed and people have started talking about her family. Unfortunately, people who are close to her father, her husband, and maybe even her children. And there were some really sad things we heard said by not only people outside of the court proceedings, but actual officials who were involved in the court proceedings and what they had to say about the jury. So let's see. We've got a clip here from David Yannetti and Bob Alessi as they did an interview over with Runkle DeBailey. Again, I'll link to that full interview for you guys so you can check it out. And I found this over on X, and Paula had something to say about this before we listen to the clip. What did she say? She said, "I can understand racist comments, uneducated opinions, and plenty of insults from the usual trolls. But hearing similar statements in more polished language from lawyers and former law enforcement, that's a whole other level of ignorance." Thank you, Bob Alessi, and of course, David Yannetti. And we're going to play the clip here in just a second, but you guys saw how the McAlberts, as y'all like to say, and the McCabe's handled the interview that they did with Nightline. They were blaming the system, saying it's a miscarriage of justice, when really the majority of the people on the other side of the Commonwealth are starting to point the finger at them. Let's see what Yannetti had to say about this.
Very disappointing to me in the aftermath of this verdict is the number of legal commentators, some of whom are licensed attorneys, some of
We've
whom
heard them.
are former FBI or law enforcement, who have come out and criticized the jury in this case.
Yes.
I think that is pornographic. I think it's outrageous, and nobody who operates within this system should be criticizing a jury that spent even an hour evaluating evidence and a 2-minute verdict, never mind
Absolutely.
taking 3 months out of their lives and several days to hash out the evidence and decide whether the state has proven a case beyond a reasonable doubt. I think, ironically, District Attorney Morrissey had it right when he came out with a statement that was just 4 words, which is the jury has spoken. That's all we should be hearing now from the other side.
Exactly.
We shouldn't be hearing any attacks on the jury or what they did or didn't do, particularly from lawyers. How can you do that as a lawyer? And how can you ask for anyone to respect you if you are criticizing what a jury has done in the great system that we have? So that made me feel better to get that off my chest. Thank you.
Yeah, man, we heard from, we won't say names, but we saw a power panel over on Court TV. We heard from Hank Brennan himself saying that, oh, well, there's so much going on with the media and it's the media's fault. And I think they influenced the jury and the jury wasn't this and wasn't that. Guys, the jury is full of regular people just like you and me. And to question not only their intelligence and how they conducted themselves during deliberations, which from what we've heard, it seems to be fair, is to question the entire system. And as David Yannetti said, I think it's disgusting for an attorney to do that because these are the people that you're going to have to and have in the past rely on to hear what you have to say, to hear you presenting your case. And at the end of the day, if you didn't present your case well, then the jury makes a decision. It's that simple. You're involved in the process of selecting the jury. You know who the jurors are going to be. You know their stories. You know who they are. You understand their knowledge. You just got to do better. And Hank obviously didn't do that in this case. And a lot of people are bitter or upset about it. And they're going after Paula, unfortunately, because she also had this to say. Let's be honest. I knew I was stepping into a hornet's nest when I chose to speak out about my experience. I expected heat and I expected hate. But here's what stands out. No one is actually offering a real critique of the decision we made as jurors. We said this in the video that we covered where Court TV was absolutely blasting the decision that was made by the jurors. We said this same thing. Why are we not talking about the evidence? Why are we talking about this media circus? Why are we focusing on the jurors and what their backgrounds are and what they're saying in post-trial interviews versus focusing on the fact that the Commonwealth did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt Karen Reed hit John O'Keefe and killed him? That's why we were here. And Hank didn't do his job. She also says no one is questioning the evidence or the reasoning behind finding her not guilty. Instead, the focus has been on my accent, my nationality, and my appearance. That says a lot, but not about me. I chose to speak out because I genuinely feel sorry for John's passing. I believe that. I took the risk of sharing my impressions of the trial and my personal opinion with thousands of strangers, knowing it would open the door to criticism and even hate. But I did it to reinforce one message: corruption won't win. Yet, instead of focusing on how to support John's family or truly pursue justice, some of you are obsessing over the idea that it's impossible for a 39-year-old woman not to use X. That's the takeaway, really? Hey, shout out to Paula. She's holding it down over there, and I think she's given a great perspective. And all those people we've heard from, everyone who said, oh, it should be this way. Oh, you guys are idiots about this. We see what happened in this trial. Regular people, a jury of Karen's peers, saw what the case was presented, and they made a decision based on that. You don't have to be an attorney to figure this out, which is why we're allowed to have these conversations. We're allowed to have this platform, and you guys are allowed to have a say so as well, because it could be you on the jury one day. It could be you making this decision. I think it's better to have these conversations now. And if attorneys and prosecutors want to go out here and shame jurors, well, hey, you got to hate the game, because we're just here because we're doing our civic duty. Also, lastly, Paula says the topic of illegal alien, call ICE. Now, a lot of people were saying, is she even allowed to be in this country? Guys, come on. Really? She said, just to clarify for the curious, you all know how I got selected as a juror, right? I walked into court, showed the judge my gang tattoos, courtesy of my monkey friend from the Brazilian jungle cartel. She was terrified that I got in. Shout out to Paula. She is not backing down. Also, I want to read real quick and shout out to Jessica. And she did this interview. I'll leave a link to the interview in the description, where she was talking again with Paula about some of her experience while she was on the jury. And there were a couple of interesting points here that I want to point out to you guys. She says, everyone is asking, what exactly is your theory about the dog? This is something I wanted to know because we went back and forth on this a lot here. Let's really reinforce the word theory here. It's the theory of a regular citizen, someone who is not paid to investigate, test, or write a report. Based on what this is Paula speaking, had access to, testimony, reports, and witness statements, I came to a possible suggestion of events. Here we go. From my understanding, one of John's shoes was actually found outside, and that specific piece of evidence was properly bagged with date and time. I believe it was found on the 29th around 6 p.m. Based on Dr. La Posada's findings, Dr. Scorti-Bello's autopsy, and Dr. Wolf's testimony, the head injury was caused by John's falling backward. And remember, Dr. Scorti-Bello and Dr. Wolf were both witnesses for the Commonwealth. And there was no evidence to prove a vehicular collision. The same professionals also disagreed about the arm injuries. Could they have been caused by plastic debris, an animal, or even road rash? As one juror suggested, my thought process was, I need to account for the sneaker found outside, the glass on his face, and Karen wondering if she hit him. As for the dog, no one saw it. It didn't bark with all the movement inside, and it didn't react when Jen McCabe entered the house that morning. So where was the dog at 6 a.m. during the blizzard? You guys were asking this. You guys asked this during the trial. Where is Chloe? What happened to Chloe? How all of a sudden did Chloe disappear throughout these court proceedings? Nobody wanted to talk about that. And why was it missing without its owner? And then Paula says, putting everything together, here's the reasonable chain of events I imagine. 1, John gets out of the car, possibly under the influence, maybe after an argument. 2, either he jumps out of the way when Karen backs up, dropping the glass, or she clips him slightly, leaving tiny debris in his clothes. Some was found under his hoodie. Either way, he falls and loses one of his sneakers. It's also possible he simply slipped on the icy lawn while walking. Karen leaves. John enters the house using the garage door. Phone accuracy drops once you're indoors or in bad weather. This is true. Phone activity ends. Since no one saw either him or the dog, I believe they were in the garage or the basement. It's common for groups of men to hang out in garages. That's true. Maybe to drink, grab a drink, chat, or show something off. Brian Higgins had asked to talk to John earlier and had texted him that night. Perhaps this was his chance to talk. Maybe things got heated. Brian Albert stepped in and the dog, protected by nature, jumped in to defend its owner. A natural reaction would be for John to shield his face, which would explain the scratches or bites on his arm. The head injury could have come from a physical altercation or even from the dog trying to intervene. Again, this is just a theory. It doesn't have to be proven or even make sense to anyone but me. The theory presented by the prosecution, however, that needs to make sense beyond a reasonable doubt, and it didn't. Paula Prado, great interview from Jessica Machado. I will leave a link to this as well so you guys can read the full transcript. Let me know what you guys think about this in the chat. One, do you think Paula's theory is correct? Maybe you have a different view of how things could have went down. Also, we got to stop attacking these jurors. Even if it had went the other way, the jurors saw the evidence, they came to a decision. It's time to move on and let them go. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments and in the chat. And shout out to the gang in here as well. I see y'all showing love, man. We've got over 1,600 of y'all in the building and nearly 1,000 of you have liked the video. Guys, again, I'm going to keep asking for this. I don't ask for much on this show, but y'all, please make sure you like the video. Likes are free. All right. Let me see what else y'all are saying in here. The plastic debris would have had all kinds of blood and epithelial DNA if those pieces were the cause of injuries to the arm. The jurors did the right thing and ignored the evidence. Yes, and they were surface level, guys. They weren't deep cuts. Shout out to Heiser fam. Good to see you this morning. Holly Embry is in here as well. Good morning to y'all. And I know, did I miss a couple of super chats? Let me see here. Hold on a second. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Shout out to the man himself. Peter Ortiz is in the building. Peter Ortiz has been Team Commonwealth since day one that this trial started. And he's still holding on to hope. Thank you for being a member from 8 months, Peter. He says, okay, another guilty one walks free. What? Are you going to cover something else now? Yes, we have a couple of trials coming up that we're going to be covering, Peter. If you guys have suggestions about trials that you want to see, make sure you let me know in the comments in the chat too. Don't worry, Peter. We're going to find you a guilty one, okay? Peter is out for blood. He wants a conviction. We got to get Peter a conviction. She got convicted of the OUI, Peter. You should be happy. All right. So she didn't really walk free. And shout out to Kay with the 2 bomb. Says new subscriber, love your channel and hi from SoCal. Shout out to Southern California. Are y'all cooking over there today, Kay? It is hot here in Atlanta. Oh my goodness. It is hot. Yeah, Peter's big mad. We got to get Peter a conviction in here. You know what? I'm gonna find Peter a softball case and we know there's gonna be a conviction and we should be good. Actually, this is a sad case to talk about, but the Naziah Harris trial is coming up soon. I can guarantee you Jarvis Butts is going to be buried under the jail. And I will do everything I can to make sure that has happened, especially if you've seen the evidence that came out during the pre-trial. So we got you, Peter. Don't worry. We're gonna get one of the, we're gonna get one these days. All right. No way she killed John O'Keefe. Ooh, Paula said the foreman had a great memory. He took 0 notes. I watched his interview. He's chill AF. I like him. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get him on the show. I'm hoping that he will come through. If anybody's watching this, Foreman, if you're watching this as well, please DM me and hit me up anywhere at ClassE Beats. ClassEbeats. Hit me up. I'd love to have you on the show and hear some of your thoughts too. That would be super dope. Also, shout out to Peter in here. He's got another super chat. What does he say? He said, thanks for being you. Shout out to Peter. Always showing love. Guys, like I said, we welcome differing opinions. So just because your view differs from what the majority says, please don't be afraid to share your thoughts here because we welcome it as well. He was on Today This Morning. Yeah, we're actually going to talk about that next. And shout out to my guy, Peter, for being here. Kay says the weather is perfect here, only 72 with the light ocean breeze where I'm at. Whoo, Southern California. That's why everyone wants to be there. Absolutely amazing. I ain't get back out there. We should cover YNW Melly. Yep, we're covering that. I think that's coming up in September. You should cover United Healthcare trial next. Ooh, that's going to be an interesting one. Everyone's forgetting this because of Koberger. But Crystal Rogers is coming up. What's Crystal Rogers about? F Cancer, thank you for that, Sandra. Three MEs. Oh, three MEs. There we go. Three MEs said he didn't get hit by a car. Two deconstructionists said he didn't get hit by a car. An eyewitness said the taillight was only cracked. No blood at the scene. X-ray said he didn't get hit. What are we doing here? It's sad, man. It's sad that Karen Reed had to go through all of this for a jury to tell us what we already knew. But hey, that's the legal system. I'm no longer calling it the justice system on this channel because, I mean, let's face it, sometimes it's not all the way just. So we'll just call it the legal system for now until they get their wins, until the system gets their wins up. Exactly. Any idea when Luigi's trial starts? Isn't that a federal case? Or is it not? It has to be because he left that state and they found him out of McDonald's in another state. So yeah, I mean, there's not going to, we'll be covering it, but it's not like there's going to be any video. Videos become almost unwatchable with the sound effects every 2 seconds. Public email. I know it's fun. I'm immature. I like it. If you can't rock with the sound effects, they're going to be here to stay probably for a long time. I appreciate your feedback and input, but if that's an issue, you probably should go find another channel. I love the sound effects. It's just one thing to be a justice seeker, but it's a whole different thing to want an innocent person to be convicted for a crime they didn't commit. That's unjust. So why want that? I don't get it. That's true. It's 100 degrees in Boston. What? Oh my gosh. No, it's going to be, we got a high of 95 today here in Atlanta. So no, thank you. Hey, did the female reporter diss him at the end? We're going to listen to it. We're going to listen to it here shortly. Did I update the title? Yep. We've got Mr. Brown in here. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much with the 5-bomb. Mr. Brown's always showing love. Praying for your speedy recovery, man. Thank you. Thank you for being here and always supporting too. Shout out to Amy with the 2-bomb. She says, especially my sound effects. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Amy. And the amazing sound effects over there. Shout out to Pug Mom, says definitely my favorite new channel. Keep on keeping on. Thank y'all for being here. Not surprised some MSM interviews gave him a hard shake. Okay. ClassE, you should try to get Mr. Wolk, the defense guy who put up all the slides, so we can ask him about the fence he made when Hank said we don't know what the face he made when we don't know what happened. Yeah, Mr. Wolk doesn't get his shine. He was over there putting in work with the videos and the slides. And I want to find out who the lady was in the crowd too, because she was like, you don't know what happened. Are you serious? Thank you, Laura. I appreciate you. This is why I watch YouTube over MSM. Yeah. Oh, Slim Life New Jersey is in here with the 5-bomb. She says, good morning, ClassE, Amy, and I amazing fam. I have a little man at work today, so I'll be in and out. 100 degrees in New Jersey. God is good. Love y'all. Shout out to Slim Life. Hey, y'all stay cool out there, man. Stay inside. Stay inside today. It's not worth it. Unless it's vocabulary. But what about Randy? Y'all think we should interview Rescue Randy? That guy took a beating just to free Karen Reed. I think we need to get y'all got to type Randy in the chat. Can y'all show some love to Randy? This dude got beat up for Karen Reed. What about Randy, man? One of the hardest working folks I know in this entire trial. All right, we're going to get into it. So we finally get to hear from the foreman. Now, we don't know his name yet. And again, Foreman, if you're watching this, I know this video is going to go crazy and you may see it. Please hit me up. I would love to have you on the show. If you want to remain anonymous, just like you did on today's show, I'm totally cool with that. Just let me know, hit me up. You know where to find me. Either way, we're going to go ahead and get into this interview that Today did with him and find out his perspective on the court proceedings, what was going on with deliberation, and maybe why they came to the verdict that they did. Here we go. Shout out to Today for this.
Some more new reaction to the Karen Reed trial. Public perception still mixed. Nearly a week after she left court, a free woman acquitted of killing her Boston police officer boyfriend.
This morning, the special prosecutor is breaking his silence, and now the jury foreman is about to share what it was like leading the deliberations in his first live interview. We'll speak with him in a moment. But first, a look at the latest on the case.
Shout out to the foreman.
It's been almost a week since Karen Reed's fate was sealed.
Defendant not guilty or guilty? So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you all?
The jury clearing Reed of second-degree murder, manslaughter, and leaving the scene of a deadly accident. And for the first time since that acquittal, Special Prosecutor Hank Brennan ending his silence, saying in a statement, "I am disappointed in the verdict and the fact that we could not achieve justice for John O'Keefe and his family." Continuing, "After an independent and thorough review of all of the evidence, I concluded that the evidence led to one person and only one person."
Yeah, Brian Higgins are calling, right? I got to stop saying that because they're going to end up contacting me legally about saying that. So just kidding, guys. It's just a YouTube video.
I concluded that the evidence led to one person and only one person. Prosecutors had alleged that Karen Reed backed her SUV into O'Keefe in a drunken rage while dropping him off at an after party following a night of bar hopping back in January 2022, calling dozens of witnesses to the stand, from people at the scene.
Allegedly.
What did she say to you?
Thank you.
I hit him.
To crash reconstruction experts. But Reed's lawyers claimed she was framed in a law enforcement cover-up.
Pattern injury that you see on Mr. O'Keefe's right arm is consistent with an animal bite or claw marks.
Yes, it is.
It turned into a battle of the experts.
There you go.
Neither of the events that occurred on that date were triggered by a collision.
And although Reed did not take the stand herself, the prosecution tried to use her own words to build a case against her.
Didn't I say could I have hit him? Or was it told to me that I said I hit him?
At the end, the jury felt there was not enough evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Reed did it, and convicted her only of driving under the influence. And we are joined now by the jury foreman in the retrial, also known as juror number 1. And, sir, you've asked us, and we've agreed to keep your name private for confidentiality reasons. So with that, we say good morning. And can you just explain, take us into this jury room and how the jury came to the conclusion it did?
Mm-hmm. Collectively together, we looked at all the evidence that we was presented with, and we made our decision off of that. We didn't, at first, some had their own personal opinions on what the case should be or whatever, and was trying to go down like a personal feelings and stuff like that, and we had to stick to what evidence we had in front of us and go with that. So it was more or less just trying to figure out that part. And it took us a couple of days to really get the gears going, but when we did, it was smooth trails after that.
Yeah, and we actually heard from another juror that said they initially walked in there, they didn't know how things were going to go. Then they started to figure out, okay, let's just go 1, 2, 3. Let's go by each count and see, do we think she's guilty of murder? A couple people were a little iffy on that, but they said that, no, she's not guilty of murder. We're going to move back past that pretty quickly. Then they went to the second count. That's what they got stuck on. They said, okay, let's go to the third count. What do you guys think about leaving the scene of an accident that resulted in death? They said, nah, we're not going to find her guilty of the murder. We can't find her guilty on this. And they spent most of their time on the manslaughter, and namely the OUI. We've heard this from 3-4 jurors now at this point, which is interesting.
Sir, to that point, the evidence, was there a singular piece of evidence that seemed to move the majority of the jurors in the room, or were there multiple pieces?
It just was. It was the whole case altogether, all the pieces, testimony, witnesses, and it just a lot together. And we people had questions. We used the evidence to answer their questions, and we didn't try to go down these rabbit holes where we're just getting lost in what all these other things that was thrown at us in court or whatever, and we just had to lock down and figure it out through the evidence.
Sir, I asked one of your other fellow jurors this question. There's a very fine distinction. In your opinion, is Karen Reed innocent? She didn't do this? Or is it just that the prosecutors did not put on enough evidence to convict?
That's a wild question. This question is terrible. That's a wild question from someone who filled out a form and said not guilty. It's like, okay, I know you filled out that form and said not guilty, but you think he's really innocent? Bro, what? Come on, Carol. Yes, we are live.
Karen Reed is innocent, and she didn't do this crime.
That's a terrible question.
No one could prove that she did this crime, so I looked at her from day one as an innocent woman that needed to be proven guilty, and I don't think any of that was shown in this process.
Sir, to that point, if she didn't do it, who did?
That's not my job. So,
Facts.
I mean,
That's a
something
fact.
did happen to Mr. O'Keefe, and it's foul play or whatever you want to say, but there was no evidence to even through
That's a great
multiple
answer.
witnesses and testimony by his autopsy and everything. There was still no one said to solid evidence that there was a collision or he got hit by a car.
So you don't think she actually hit him with the
everybody.
You don't think she hit him with the car at all?
No, go ahead.
You don't think she hit him with the car at all?
No, I don't.
There's no evidence.
Not with the evidence that was put in front of me and what we heard over everything. No, I don't.
Were you aware of just how high profile this case was? There were throngs of people outside in front of the courthouse. I know the jury officers, kept you away from that, but there was a big scream at the end when the verdict was read that was audible in the courtroom. How much did you know about that, and how much, if anything, did that have to do with your process, your deliberations?
I was just going to go with whatever evidence showed us. If it was finding her guilty or finding her not guilty. Yeah. And we were just going to go with the evidence. And at the end of the day, when I came in on Monday, I established to everyone, I just want everyone to feel like they're heard 100%, their thoughts, their process is being heard also in that process. And everyone felt at the end of the deliberations that everyone felt good about the decision that we all collectively came together with. So
in the end, there is still a mother who lost her son, Officer O'Keefe. What do you think justice would look like for the O'Keefe family?
Someone looking into it further, but looking into it further with the evidence that you already have, and then you finally find a possible person, there's going to be the same complications of all this other stipulations of the evidence and everything else to go along with it. So it's just hard. And to put a mother through that, and a father and a brother and a whole family through that again it's a lot. Even me being there for 8 weeks and 9, and just sitting and watching the videos and seeing the tape and everything, it's a lot to see your loved one go through that. So
yes.
Well, it's a lot for the jurors as well. It's a community service that people as citizens are asked to do, and as a foreman in particular, no one gives you a manual and tells you how to deliberate. So thank you for your service. Thank you for being here, Mr. Foreman. We appreciate it.
Hey, shout out to the foreman, man. Excellent work. Excellent job. I would want someone like that on the jury. If I were handling a case, I would want someone like that on the jury, because he said it's not my job. I had to look at the evidence in the case that was presented, and we got here. Now, with the question about, do you think Karen Read is innocent or guilty? I think that's an interesting one, and we're not going to spend too much time on it here, but I want to know what you guys think about that in the comments and in the chat. Do you think that question is well-founded? And just because he marked innocent of murder, could he still believe that she was guilty in some ways? Because as a juror, I'm gonna say, in a lot of these cases that we've seen, to separate the two is very difficult, because you can look at the evidence, you could say, maybe there's enough there to show that. Maybe there's not. I don't know. But he said the right thing when he said it's not his job to figure out what happened. It's his job to look at the evidence and decide if they showed beyond a reasonable doubt Karen Read was guilty. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments and in the chat. Here we go, y'all. Oh, man, I know. I know they're going to be mad about this one. Factually innocent, stupid questions are being asked. In this case specifically, I mean, come on. Well, you're innocent until proven guilty, so she's innocent. She's innocent. Only thing she's guilty of is OUI. I mean, what do we have other than the evidence? I mean, we're just going to say, oh, well, my intuition just says, no, guys, like, they had a whole case presented and spent millions of dollars on it. If we can't figure it out, then come on. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Shout out to Bewitching Butte is in here, became a platinum member. Welcome to the member, Shad. I appreciate you. Also, shout out to all 3,100 of you that are in the building. Now, guys, I don't ask for a lot on this channel. I say this multiple times throughout the show, but I'm going to be begging for likes because they're free and it takes a second. So there is still 1,400 of you that haven't liked the video. Can you guys take a second and like the video? I don't ask for much. Just take 1 second and like the video. I appreciate you. We've also got Cynthia Hartz in here. It says, thank God for rational people on this jury. Can you imagine having a jury full of attorneys? Oh, guys, when I served on a grand jury here in Fulton County, there was an attorney that was with us. And oh my gosh, it was the most frustrating thing. One of the most frustrating things I've ever experienced, because the attorney, especially if it's a criminal attorney, gets into the mindset of, yeah, I'm convicting, like I'm trying this case, especially if you're just looking at indictments. I'm trying this case. I'm trying to figure things out. Yeah, what actually happened, instead of them actually looking at the evidence that was presented. And man, I would not want a jury full of legal professionals. That's for sure. Unless they can just completely remove and separate themselves from it. Yikes. I can't separate it. Karen is definitely innocent. Casey Anthony is guilty, but couldn't fully prove. Yeah, and I'm saying in this case, I think you can't separate the two. Why would someone think Karen Read is guilty, but what? She just hit John at the right angle and then it bumped him and he fell and hit his head, so she's guilty of murder. I mean, I don't know. It's probably just me. Shout out to Casey Cat in the building with the 20 bomb. My goodness. Says, I'm a little behind, but the worst person who spoke out was retired Judge Lou, who stated absolutely as fact Karen Read was guilty. Really? And got away with it. Then repeated it everywhere. Defamation suit. Shame on him. I do not know who Judge Lou is, but I will have to look that up and find that statement. Yeah, and Yannetti said it. It's a shame that so many of these legal professionals are coming out and talking about the jurors and about their intellect and what they did. Now, we have seen some people who have done some egregious things. I was going to cover it today. I'm not going to go into it on the free Karen Read side, but are we going with this process or not? I don't know. If it wasn't because Karen said on the videos that she was drinking, she would have been acquitted of all charges. I agree, because the jury asked, they had questions, 3 questions to be specific. One of those 3 questions was, can we use those video clips from her interviews as evidence? So, I mean, I hope it was worth it. She could have gotten a lot worse. If that's all she walks out with, then I don't think it's that bad. We've got Carol Packin here with the 5 Bomb super sticker. Thank you so much, Carol, for the support. I appreciate it. Nicola Maxwell said, I just found your channel way too late. It's never too late. Make sure you subscribe since you're just finding us. And also, we've got a lot to cover. Y'all know there's so much going on. We got Naziah Harris. We got Brian Koberger. We got YNW Melly. Who else is coming up? There's a couple other trials coming up too. And not to mention all the lawsuits that are going on. We're going to have Joe Tacopina back on the channel here soon. And he's going to talk to us about some of the crazy things he's got going on. Wendy Williams, Fat Joe, what he's seeing in this entire trial with Diddy. So we'll have Joe up here as well. So make sure you stick around. Even if you missed the Karen Reed coverage, we got a lot to talk about. So thank you for being here. And shout out to Carol. Did y'all see Officer Baros' interview? He just did with the YouTube creator. Yep, we're going to cover it here actually up next. He said a lot of interesting things about the prosecution in violating Karen's civil rights. We're actually getting to that next. Are you familiar with the case of Richard Allen? I am not. I think it's a perfect example of talking yourself into a conviction. Those will always hurt my feelings, man. I have not heard of that, but we'll definitely have to check it out. We're covering Naziah Harris because I want to see Jarvis Butts thrown at the lowest level under the jail that he could possibly be. And if you guys are new to the channel and you didn't see our first interview we did with Joe Tacopina after the ASAP Rocky trial, make sure you go over and check that out as well. Shout out to ATL gang in the building. We said, why doesn't anyone talk about the corrupt judge? Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do for a corrupt judge other than kick him off of the trial? We saw what happened with Judge Glanville. I wouldn't say Glanville's corrupt per se, but he definitely made a lot of missteps during the YSL trial. They just kicked him out and he was trying cases the next day. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do to a judge that's showing favoritism? Shout out to ASAP Taco. I love it. I'm so excited. Please check out Richard Allen. He was wrongfully convicted. I loved him in the Rocky trial. Lewin, though. Ugh. Yeah, that was tough. Joe is great. Joe is the man. I believe Richard Allen is not guilty. Do you think anything will happen in the career of the judge? What? Amy said it. A judge is a judge. You're going to judge a judge? Yeah, that's no. It would have to be something so egregious that you have no choice but to go to the Supreme Court and get them out of there. I don't know. I mean, unless the judge just looks over to the defendant and say, I hope they bury you today. I don't even know if they would get kicked out for that. This legal system, man, is weird. I'm not going to call it the justice system. Sometimes you get justice, but boy, I don't know. She's protected. Messy. So did all those guys at the start of the year, you remember the Tesla explode? Oh, I don't know. I'm missing something. Have you seen the Turtle Boy witness intimidation charges for investigating people involved with John O'Keefe's murder? I think he was found not guilty. That case is over, isn't it? I'm pretty sure Turtle Boy's in the clear. If not, I think he'll be fine, especially seeing how this is all over with now. All right, you guys, we're talking about Officer Baros, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. Again, if you haven't liked the video, guys, please, likes are free. Like the video. It takes a second and it really does help us out. So thank you to everyone who's done that. So speaking of Paula Prado, there was actually this post about Sergeant Baros, and we're going to get into his interview here in a second. And I wanted to point this out as he was walking into the courtroom before his testimony on June 3rd. What did they say about Sergeant Baros? If you ever need the motivation to do something difficult, think about the way Sergeant Baros strode past all the buffer zone cops on the way to do the right thing. And we got to give him a round of applause for that. You guys saw his testimony. You saw what he said during the trial. And this man, he didn't budge. He didn't back down. even though Hank was trying to attack his memory and saying, oh, you can't remember things. This guy stood strong. And I want to play. We're going to go back in a second and play some of his testimony. But before we get into that, he recently did an interview. I believe it was over on Girl with Sunglasses, either TikTok or YouTube channel. We're actually going to review part of the interview later, but I'll leave a link to this video in the description for you guys. But I want to play what he had to say during this interview and a couple of points he made when it came to what he saw in the trial and his testimony on the stand. So y'all check this out.
You know, it's their investigation, so I'm not one to overstep and, you know, interfere with what they were going to do. So they came in, they told me what me to do, and I did it. And, you
Shout
know,
out to Officer Baros.
There wasn't really any small talk, to be honest with you. You know, come in, it was such a, you know, when you hear a case like that, you know, like I told you, I wanted no involvement. I don't think no officer wants involvement, but hey, I was picked that day. I was working for a reason. So,
and I mean, obviously your antennas had to be up when you heard that potentially this was a homicide, right? Like, you know, the vehicle was involved in something like that. So I remember Alan Jackson saying to you, like, your job is to observe everything. So were you kind of like, when you were checking out the car, you were obviously checking it out, right? Like taking mental notes of like, does it look like it could be involved in this? Right? Or were you just like, I'm kind of just here doing what I'm supposed to do? How was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, the troopers had told me it was, you know, they're primarily that right tail light, that the rear end on the right side. So I mean, we looked at it. Like I said, I understand. I didn't walk around the whole car, but I did. You know, I went up to the car and saw it, and I saw what I saw. Like I said, and it wasn't damaged. There was a, you know, a crack missing.
Yeah. Another question for you, and this was a popular one from the people. So, question for you. If you are having a party at your house with all your friends and everyone's drinking, and then you are passed out and you hear that there is a commotion, there are fire trucks, medical personnel. I mean, I feel like you're going to be able to see that through the curtains. Even there's got to be screaming from what we heard. From your perspective, even if you were asleep with boxers, would you not jump out of your bed and run outside to see what's going on? Or would you choose to stay inside and be like, I'm not dealing with this. I don't know what's happening out there, but how would you be? I know this is putting you on the spot. So you answer that the way you want to answer it.
That's a crazy question.
For the Portuguese community, I'm like one of those Portuguese grandmothers that are always in the window. So
I love it.
I mean, I hear a siren. I see lights at night. Like that. You know, especially where I live, it's not common. I'm not in a city where I hear it all the time. So if I see that stuff, I'm definitely looking, and I'm probably going out to see what's going on.
And question.
I think any of us would. And y'all remember Brian was like, hey, listen, the guy was out there. He was dead. I would take a bullet for him, but I was in my underwear and he was gone. What was I supposed to do? Yo, that was crazy. Can y'all believe this guy's alleged best friend, buddy, a person who would take a bullet for him, said that? Sheesh, man.
After the fact, if you knew someone was not well, I'm sure you would have went into full blown, how can I help, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
of course.
Right? I got a duty to act.
Hey. Whoa, what did he say? He said, I have a duty to act. But this person, Brian, who allegedly would take a bullet for John O'Keefe, as he said, hey, what am I going to do? I'm a Boston police officer. I'm not a Canton police officer. What? Yo, I got to rewind this. This is insane. This is absolutely crazy.
Right? I'm sure you would have went into full blown, how can I help, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Right? I got a duty to act.
Wow. I've got a duty to act. Absolutely amazing. Hey, shout out to Sergeant Baros. doing the right thing, being a stand-up witness. And I want to go back and actually rewind for you guys real quick some of his testimony and what he had to say simply about what he saw when he arrived and what he observed from the taillight. And shout out to Microdots in the chat telling me nice coverage. Microdots, people love you. You've been doing an amazing job covering this trial, and I found out about you from some of the folks in the community. So big shout out to Microdots for being here and showing some love in the chat. Shout out to you. Let's go back and check out some of his testimony and see what he had to say when he was on the stand.
I'd like to show you another exhibit, if I could. This is exhibit 105. Do you recognize this scene generally?
I do.
Do you recognize it as being, what do you recognize as being?
This is the Reed residence.
Do you see some vehicles in that still shot of the video?
I do.
Describe what you see.
That tow truck is Diamond Towing, and that other vehicle that's at the rear of that tow truck is the Lexus SUV.
If we could,
you guys remember this,
with the court's permission, zoom in. It's high on the screen, correct?
What's that?
The vehicles are high on the screen as we're
Correct.
looking at it. Could we zoom in to the top left portion of the screen?
Okay.
Can we play this video?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Here we go.
Can you see what's depicted in the still image of that video right now?
I can.
It's red
I'm
on the
ask you if
tail
you'll
light.
turn to your right. Concentrate on this area. This area here. Do you see what's depicted in that still image?
I do.
Does that appear to be a taillight?
Yes.
Does it look clear? Does it look like it's shining red?
Looks clear.
The portion that is intact, does that appear to be brighter red?
Correct.
And the photograph that I just showed you a second ago, is that red portion there?
Can you
Guys,
rephrase that?
I still can't believe
Let's
this
go back.
happened.
You see the red?
Yes.
All right. Is that the condition of the taillight as you saw it on January 29th around 3:15 or 3:30 when you got to the location?
It was.
Let's go back to the other exhibit, please.
Like, I'm just gonna stop it there, man. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Every time I see this, it makes me sick. And to think that the Commonwealth's whole case was centered around this taillight. Think about it, guys. It was the taillight. It wasn't the fact that Karen was drinking. It wasn't what was collected at the scene. It wasn't the blood. It wasn't the glass. It wasn't the ring camera. It wasn't any of that. It was this taillight and the shards of taillight that were found in the yard, allegedly found in the yard. How is that possible? We are not blind. We are not deaf. We heard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different medical experts, expert witnesses on the Commonwealth and on the defense side say this dude was not in a collision. Those injuries aren't consistent with the collision. It didn't happen. And the Commonwealth's entire case was destroyed with this one video amongst all of the evidence that we saw. This one video here. I don't know how anyone who took the Commonwealth side can explain this. I haven't heard it explained. All that we heard from Hank was, "Oh, well, do you have a good memory?" That's what you got, Hank? Does this guy have a good memory? We have a video here where you can clearly see that the taillight isn't completely broken. Boy, thank God Karen Reed got the right decision from the jury, because looking at all the evidence we saw, I cannot imagine her being found guilty. Let me know what y'all think about this travesty in the comments in the chat. Shout out to Sergeant Baros, the voice of reason in this case. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know what to say. Microdots is in the building, man. Shout out to Microdots. Y'all go show some love to Microdots. Absolutely amazing content during this trial. Y'all were in the chat so many times saying, check out Microdots. Have you seen Microdots? Go look at Microdots. Thank you to Amy for dropping the link to their channel in the chat too. If y'all haven't yet, make sure you go subscribe and turn on the notification bells over on Microdots channel. They're doing some amazing work over there and some amazing insight as well. All right, we got a couple more topics we're going to get into. I know we haven't covered it yet. Actually, I wanted to get into Sergeant Baros's full interview he did here. We won't listen to the whole thing, and I'll make sure I give credit to Girl with Sunglasses and leave a link to the full interview in the description for you guys. And actually, before I do that, let me drop it in the chat so y'all can get it there and go view it. All right, cool. So we should be good there. Let me go ahead and read a couple more of these super chats, and then we'll get into this full interview. Who did I miss? Where did I stop at? Oh, there it is. Shout out to Angie Lee is back as a new member. Welcome back to the gold side, Angie. Good to see you over here as always. Thank you for the love and support. We've got Carol Pack in here with the 2-bomb. Just showing some love. Thank you, Carol. No comment or question. Just showing some appreciation. We've got Christine B. Oh my goodness. With the 20 bomb saying you are amazing. Thank you, Christine B, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. So many of y'all showing up and going the extra mile supporting. I just ask y'all to like the video, and you guys are in here showing amazing support and keeping the lights on here on the morning show. Thank you, Christine B. And I appreciate you showing up as well. We've got Slim Life New Jersey in here with the 2-bomb, shouting out Microdots. Shout out to Microdots. We've got Mr. Brown in the building as well with the 1-bomb, dropping the money signs. You know what time it is. And then, oh my goodness, the major sponsor of today's show, Dr. EJ, gifting not 1, not 2, not 10, not 15, not 20, not 30, not 40. Gifting 50 memberships. Oh my goodness. Wow. Shout out to Dr. EJ. This man, no matter what we're doing over here, whether it's a video, whether it's the song of the night, as you guys know, we do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or on this channel, he has been continuing to show up and support, dropping memberships like it's hot. And he just gifted 50 memberships today. Guys, if you got a membership from Dr. EJ, I know girl Ryan just said thank you. Make sure you guys say thank you to Dr. EJ. He's giving you a chance to get instant access to some of the videos here. We've got all the behind the scenes and members only content. You get your name highlighted in green, custom emoji. Dr. EJ, he's a man of the people. Wow. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Dr. EJ. Always showing so much love. And one of the amazing moderators here as well. He be over here working too. Y'all see that? Insane. Love your channel. Thank you so much, Misty. Susan says, just found you. Love you. Came from a LE family. My reason for following both trials. Shame to see so much LE. Yeah. It is really hard to see. And it's nice to know that, you know, there's a guy who's willing to tell the truth and do the right thing. Hopefully Sergeant Baros is going to be good, because y'all know, and it was even said on the stand, that the Boston Police Department, the BPD, has a history of corruption, which is wild. And Proctor said it in an interview too. Microdots is the GOAT. Shout out to Microdots. ClassE just found you this morning. Did you cover this trial? I did. Every single day we did not miss. I covered this trial. You can see it in the live streams. I also been clipping up the live streams as we went throughout. So shout out to Dr. EJ. Wrestler's Mom's back on the member side says, thank you to Dr. EJ. Baros was in a bad car accident that did impact his memory. But as someone that also has a mild brain injury, I remember exactly what happened to me. My issue is with communication. I trust Baros. And he's got the video to back it up. So it's not like it's just his standalone testimony. He's an eyewitness. It's just the simple eyewitness testimony. Said, oh yeah, it wasn't broken. Oh, okay. But we've got the video to go along with it. And he said, yeah, I stood there and we observed, I inspected it and investigated it better than Proctor did. And I saw the light was intact. Come on, let's not do this. Turtle needs money to fund his trials. Anyone that can help donate, it doesn't have to be big. If somebody has, I know TB watches sometimes. I'm going to reach out to him and figure out where we can support him. If somebody knows directly, let me know where the link is, and I'll just put it in the, I'll put it in the description of these videos. So that way we can support TB. You can cover TB's trial. Something is coming in early July. Aiden's case number is that. Thank you. Shout out to Cusco, Cusco. There it is. Cusco, right? Thank you for that. Love this channel. Thank y'all so much. It's on Give, Send, Go. Is it under his legal name? Give, Send. Amy will find it before I can. Hold on. Give, Send, Go. Aiden. Kearney. Is it Ney? Dang it. I can't find it. Amy will find it. I'm supporting TB. July 7th. Turtle Boy. Oh, okay. It's under Turtle Boy. Hold on a second. Give, Send, Go. I've never used that website. Turtle Boy. Help Turtle Boy defend free speech. Here we go. I got the link. There it is. Shout out to Turtle Boy. Y'all go show him some love over on Give, Send, Go. And I will do that as well. Hold on a second. Give, Send, Go. Start. I thought I had it. Hold on. Help Turtle Boy defend. Is it not up anymore? Because every time I click on it, it goes away. Let me see. I'm a bit behind, but the factually innocent question has been asked of other jurors in several interviews. This foreman seems like a thoughtful individual. Thank you for your service, sir. Amy's got it. She's just... Oh, it's on his website. Okay, tbdailynews.com. And boom, here's where you can donate. Shout out to Amy. Y'all see it in the... There it is. Just click the link and choose donate. That's why she's the best. So I'm going to pin this, and I'll also put the link in the description too. And I need to do it now before I forget. All right, so shout out to Amy for finding this. And I'm going to put it right under... I'm going to actually replace the call-in link. So let's say here, to find the turtle emoji, support at Turtle Boy Live here. Boom. All right, there y'all go. The link is in the description if y'all want to go support him. And there's the link in the chat as well. Turtle Boy is why any of us know about Karen Reed's case. That's what a lot of you said. Your channel is not blowing up, my friend. Y'all are putting in the support and sharing the video and liking the video. Again, I don't ask for too much here, so I appreciate it. Can I give one more? I know y'all are sick of the sound effects. Shout out to Dr. EJ for gifting 50 memberships. That is insane. My goodness. Thank you, Dr. EJ. Thank you. Vote out Mike Morrissey, a dirty DA, a disgrace to justice and danger to democracy. I know we're trying to get Fannie Willis out of Fulton County here. We failed this time around, but oh man, we got to do better. Just landed here. Looking forward to your show. Thank you for being here. Court TV is so unwatchable when they hate on Karen. Like, guys, we just saw the video. How can you say Karen's guilty? Come on. Amy is the GOAT. That's true. The world knows about this case because of TB. Yep. Now he's facing hundreds of years for it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got to support. I'm going to go over there and support as well. Should I just do it? Should I just do it live so I don't forget? I'm going to keep this up and I'll make sure I do it before this day is over. First time watcher and subscriber, thank you for being here. Also, shout out to Miss Holmes 66 in the building. Says, I wish I knew you were covering Karen Reed because I love your professionalism and common sense. Thank you. We need to still free TB. Thank you to the Foreman. After 2 trials and 2 not guilties, Hank Brennan and the McAlberts are trying to fight the truth. Ah, Miss Holmes, did you see? I know you saw that Nightline interview they did. It was disgusting. So many things that were said during that interview they should be ashamed of. And Peggy watching that should be ashamed. Brian saying, hey, he was already gone. What was I supposed to do? Run outside in my underwear? What? Brian, if you looked Peggy, if Peggy were there right next to you, hopefully you wouldn't be in your underwear, and you looked at her and you say, hey, Peggy, I'm a police officer. I know I'm certified as a first responder, but I'm in my underwear. It's late at night. John's already gone. You expect me to go out there? Peggy, come on, Peggy. I'm a Boston cop, Peggy. I'm not a Canton cop. What do you want me to do? I'm going back to bed. What? Like, dude, come on. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So, Ms. Holmes, not only are they fighting the truth, they're hiding the truth. And it's clear and easy to see. Karen Reed's life, her whole entire life was put out on display. While these people were in their house protected and the police didn't even investigate the home. Absolutely sad. Absolutely disgusting. Yes. Sarah Birchmore, I would cover it, but I believe Sarah Birchmore is a federal case. I did a video on it where you guys get to see my reaction to finding out about this case in real time. We found out that Sarah, she had been allegedly getting abused by not only one person, but multiple officers in that department. It's sad. Yeah, it's federal, so we won't really be able to cover it, but we'll be keeping you guys up to date. What did I say? Did I not say Sandra? Yeah, it is a federal case. That's what I thought, as it should be. Oh, I said Sarah. Excuse me. Thank you. I love the sound effects. Breaks up the monotony of hearing constant legal jargon when watching the trial. Also helps with frustration from watching injustice. The sound effects are hilarious. Thank y'all. Hey, listen. They're not going anywhere. Sorry, I did not mean to say Sarah. Sandra, yes, she was groomed. She volunteered at the police department. It's when they initially got in contact with her. Sad. Very, very sad. She was pregnant. Ugh. It's terrible. Thank y'all for saying you love the sound effects. Yeah, it's a federal case, so we'll get updates as the trial goes along. Yeah, I know. I misspoke, guys. I'm sorry. Did you already interview the jury foreman? I did it. No. We need to get him on here, though. If you guys know how I can get in contact with the foreman, please let me know. I know the power of a share is huge, especially in the social media age. So if you guys could share out this video, let them know I'm looking for him. And if you're on X, go over to X, and I made a post. I said, listen, Foreman, if you want to come on this channel, please come over here. I'd love to interview you. So hopefully we can get him on here. I think I had a couple more super chats in here, and we'll get into our next topic. We've got Perfect Peace has been a member for 1 month. Thank you says, I think this is my second time being a 1 month member. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. And thank you for the coffee as well. We've got Amy in here with the cake. Amy's ready for lunch. Is it that time already? Oh my gosh. Amy's always bringing the cake at lunchtime. I love it. Thank you, Amy, for the super sticker. I just found you and subscribe. Love your take on things, especially this case, which I've been following since the first trial. Yeah, you first trialers have got to be exhausted. When that jury came back and they started asking questions, I said, guys, I'm not doing this again. I don't know how you first trialers did this. Granted, this case seemed a lot more efficient than what I've heard from the first case, but my God, this was exhausting. I can't do this again. If the jury can't figure this out, I'm out of here. The first trialer here. Okay. If you're a first trialer, type a 1 in the chat. If you watched the retrial and that was your first time watching anything Karen Read, type a 2 in the chat. I want to see. If you're a first trialer, type a 1. If you were just finding out about Karen Read. So I see 1, 1, 1, 1. Dang, it was just me, Sassy and Free. Christine B and Amy. We were all like, who's Karen Read? Who is that? Okay, I see some 2s in here, so I'm not the only one under a rock. 1.5. Oh, so Jermaine gave up. Jermaine halfway through is like, I can't do this anymore. 1.5 is hilarious. What are y'all saying? We got 1. So there's a good bit of 2s. A lot of y'all were seeing this for the first time. I'm surprised. Even Alan Jackson was caught on the hot mic and said he couldn't do this again. Man. 1.5 found it halfway through the trial. Okay, there you go. I'm from Massachusetts, so it's in my backyard. You knew about it. I was in here for YSL Whitaker, so didn't have to put up with Cannoni in the first trial. Thank goodness. I don't know how you first. Y'all are saying, bro, watch the first trial. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Would y'all really want to watch the first trial again? I'll review some of the interesting testimonies, and I know we got to go back and look at Brian Higgins. We reviewed Proctor's testimony, which was disgusting. But yeah, that was tough. I don't know if I could do that. I found Cannoni worse this trial. Okay. I beg you to do the Karen Read case. So I'm glad you did. Thank you for that. Also, we got a couple more super chats in here too. And then we'll get into some more of this interview from Sergeant Baros here shortly. We've got Semprum Edom in the building with the 5 bomb. Says, my suggestion, the Sandra Birchmore case. She was also murdered in Canton by a cop. They say John O'Keefe may have been investigating it. What? Now, that would be insane. That's a wild rumor. Have you guys heard about that? Would we be surprised? I don't think so. Shout out to Yoli Yo in here with the 20 bomb. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Yoli. Showing some major love just with the super sticker. It says, thanks for being you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for going the extra mile and supporting. I appreciate it. Appreciate you helping keep the lights on here at the morning show. It's not true. Okay. It was crazy. Didn't watch all of it. Yes, the woman who interviewed Baros didn't let him talk, in my opinion. I know. I started reviewing some of this. And shout out to Girl with Sunglasses, but she is a talker. But I think that's just how they are in that area. John was a Boston cop, not Canton. Yes, go over Higgins, McAlberts, and Proctor. Trooper Paul, too. Oh, we missed Trooper Paul. Y'all said I needed to get Trooper Paul, and we had to do that one. Dishonorable Judge Bev was worse this trial. Okay. And then we've got NH Dude 603 up in here. Shout out to the 603. Gifting 5 memberships. If you got a membership from NH Dude, make sure y'all say thank you. Cynthia Hart says she's a loud talker. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make it through this, but Girl with Sunglasses likes to talk. You missed me and Kara earlier. I did. How did I miss y'all super chats? YouTube must be tripping. Oh, okay, hold on a second. I see Kara in here. What did Kara say? My bad, y'all. With the 5 bomb, Kara says, welcome to all the new subscribers. You will all love it here. Unless you don't like sound effects, then you're going to get annoyed. So just bear with me. And then Slim Life dropped the 5 bomb. And the super sticker said, boss. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, I appreciate y'all sending in the super chats as well. Let me see. What did Amy say? Oh, okay. Hold on. Amy sent me some. No, I'm not disregarding. Hold on. Don't delete it. Amy just let me know. Oh man. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you. Trooper Paul, I just did. I didn't know. IDK, I just did. How did the phone end up under him, Trooper Paul? It just did? What? We heard the 911 call from Jen McCabe. Didn't she say she had to roll him over? Disgusting. The scene was speaking to me. Y'all said, okay, we're going to have to do Trooper Paul's testimony. If it was that bad, we'll cover it. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Y'all let me know. Do you want to cover that tomorrow? We could do it. Yeah, she said they flipped him over. He spun around and landed 30 feet away. Yeah, right. John's phone must have been placed in a Faraday pouch when they walked his phone to the light pole. First Amendment Freedom is in here. That's a dope name. Good afternoon. Good to see you in here. Y'all say yes, yes, yes. Do Trooper Paul. Yes. Is that bad? All right. I'm going to put it on the list for tomorrow unless something else breaking comes out. All right. So let's get into this and shout out to Girl with Sunglasses for getting this interview in. She actually has Sergeant Baros in an interview. Now, we reviewed a clip of it from earlier, but I want to hear more insight from him as to what was going on with the back and forth between him and the prosecutors, what he saw while he was on the stand, and what he experienced with not only the Canton PD, but the Boston PD when it comes to this case. All right. I'll leave a link to the full interview in the description of this video so y'all can go check it out and watch the full thing for yourself. Here we go.
No. So when you got that phone call that day, did you ever think that you were going to be in the position that you're in today?
Absolutely not.
Did you think you were just going to facilitate that tow and then
I believe it. Oh no, oh my goodness. I just exited out of the video. Hold on a second, y'all. I clicked the wrong button. Let me see. I think this is it.
You know, it's their investigation.
No, that's not the right one. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. Nope, that's not the right one either. Oh, that really hurt my feelings. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I got it. Sorry, guys. I got click happy over here. Hold on a second. Where do we go?
I would love to pick your brain about that. But from the outside looking in, it was so impressive that you didn't lose your mind, because I think I would have lost my shit.
Okay, here we go.
I could never be a witness. They would be like, girl with sunglasses, get the hell out of here. You've got a loud mouth. You're out. So what was that like?
Well, I kept my composure as best as I could. I mean, I definitely wanted to say more, but got to be professional in that aspect. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, I loved when you were like, with all due respect, sir, this is everywhere. Like, he was almost implying that you were like studying the trial and being on social media. Like, this is what I do. I'm going to be like, I need to make sure I have everything I know, whatever. And you weren't. You were just honest.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm not looking for any clout. I don't want any notoriety. This is much of what's going on. I'm a very private, low-key guy. I don't want to, I don't want.
You can tell he's super low-key guy.
I hate the attention.
Yeah.
I mean, I joked about it when I got promoted. I said I didn't want to have, any kind of ceremony, with the job. I just wanted them to just hand me a thing that said I was promoted to a sergeant. And if you know anybody that knows me, they'll attest to that because I hate the attention. I hate it.
It's so funny.
And like to go back on the stand, I mean, to tell you, I mean, I don't have to lie. There's nothing for me to gain from this, So I went up there and I just told the truth. And a lot of people that know me, I'm very straightforward, open, and direct about how I go about things. And, I have no allegiances with, either side. I'm a neutral party. That's what we are as police officers. We're neutral. We just go in and hear both sides, and then we come up with a decision that's going to be made.
7 minutes.
And,
is that tough?
Like I said, this wasn't my investigation. So if I can touch a little bit about that, I know a lot of people have said, and there's been things about me taking pictures and a report and things of that. When the Massachusetts State Police come in, and they're there, they own it. They take over. They have higher jurisdiction than I do. So it was their case. I didn't have to write a report. I didn't have to take pictures.
No.
I look back now, and I'm like, I wish I took pictures. We didn't wear body cameras back then. We wear body cameras now. If we had body cameras back then, you would have saw what you needed to see. But I just took a report as basically a courtesy. Is that I went there, an initial, I was a responder. I went there. I did what I did. I facilitated the tow. I had the driveway plowed. I accompanied the two troopers that called, and that was it. But I
was laughing.
But I
was laughing. He brings up all of these witnesses that one can't write a report, didn't write what they heard Karen say in their reports, yet you're just there to facilitate a tow and get the driveway plowed, and it was a courtesy. And he's going at you like you have a problem, like you're the problem with the report. Like, are we kidding me? I wanted to say, excuse me, sir. I almost hit the floor. I was like, wait, you brought up all of these people that, like, medical personnel, all the ambulance people, police officers. No one wrote very important things in those reports, but he's going to come at you and question your detailing when you didn't even have to do any of it. And I was like, go Nick Baros. That's right. You wrote a report. You are the epitome of what a good police officer is. And I hope you know that from the outside looking in.
I try to be. It's a very tough profession. We're not always looked at as the good guys, but I can tell you I work for a great department. I got great leadership with the chief and the deputy chiefs that are at the top. And the rest of the guys and girls that I work with, we have a great department. It's a very small department. We're very family oriented.
Oh, y'all are saying it gets good. Okay.
So we're not. I hate to say we're not bad guys. I mean, we go to things that are not good. We go.
Well, I mean, they got a history, and it was hilarious. Now that Trooper Proctor isn't on the Boston PD anymore, he said in the last interview. Trooper Proctor said in the last interview that he did with, I don't know, whoever it was, ABC. That, I know Boston PD, they've got a reputation for being dirty, and I get it. What? I was shocked that he said that, but I mean, it's true.
Go to calls that are, you see people at their worst. And my motto is always, and I try to,
Jermaine.
tell the
2020,
the younger
ABC
generation that work underneath me is, as long as we leave a scene and we leave it a little bit better than when we arrived, that's the goal, But unfortunately, in this profession, sometimes we're looked at as the bad guys, and one bad apple spoils the rest of us. Which I hate that. And things that happen across the country don't happen out here. And, I wish that if I could get the message out, is treat every police officer, not like that you've been treated before. Have a conversation with them. I treat everybody like I want to be treated.
Yes.
So
that's what makes you different. Yeah. I love that. You, when you were on the stand, you probably don't even remember this, but Alan Jackson had a moment like earlier in pre-motions where he said, do it, when he was aggravated, and it stuck with me. But with you said, absolutely not, when they showed you the picture of the shattered taillight in the Sally port. And that was a moment that I remember being like, ooh, like, they are not going to trick you. Alan Jackson gave you the opportunity and the floor to be like, that is not what I saw. This is crazy. And you were so good at detailing it. And then you had your little laser pointer. And I think in the jury's brain, that humanized you. Like, you showed them what it was. And then you had Hanky Spanky, who came in and was so aggressive and was trying to trip you up. But to them, I feel like Hank Brennan almost humanized you even more with them. Like, they could relate with you. Like, they could see right through them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, I tell everybody, I'm a person outside the uniform, you know.
Yes.
I'm not one of those cops that portrays to be a cop. You know, when I'm off duty, I'm off duty. But when I'm on, you know, because I have a job to do. But I'm not, you know, a big, you know, showboat person. It's the profession that I chose, so I deal with it. But I'm not a big, I'm not a person that just likes to portray to be a cop, you know?
Yeah. And now when you were, obviously you heard from Mikey, I call him Mikey P because I refuse to call him by what he was. Mikey P in Buchanan, we call him Bukkake via Turtle Boy gave him that name. And forever it has stuck with me because I'm like, that guy during trial, actually, I got to tell you this story. It was really funny. That man went to intimidate the jurors, and Turtle Boy was, he was coming out just from doing media during verdict watch, and he's walking down the stairs with a piece of pizza, and he couldn't see this, but the rest of us did. And there was this big pole, and he was hiding behind a pole, and he was like going like this, like, say this was the pole. We see him like going like this, and I could not stop laughing. And then I think Turtle Boy, like, he had to go throw something out, and they saw each other, and I was like, good for you. Like, do not let him intimidate anyone. This guy is literally in there trying to intimidate jurors.
All right, okay, I tried it. Shout out to girl with sunglasses. I should have skipped ahead a little bit. All right, she is a talker. Y'all go check out the full interview. I've got it. I tried. I'm gonna drop the link to the full interview in the chat so y'all could go watch it if you want to. I should have had. This is my fault. I should have had better timestamps on this. Maybe we could skip ahead, but y'all go and support her over there. Paula saying you have the most appropriate name. Thank you. I'm trying, man. Baros talks about pre-trial preparation. Went with the Commonwealth before the trial. He doesn't say they pressured him to change his testimony, but pressured him on how much damage he saw. Interesting. Yeah, I want to get into it, but again, guys, I should have done a better job preparing this for you guys and maybe had some better timestamps. So maybe we'll try this again on the next show. You should see Mark Birdrow's tweet, TB's lawyer. Somebody said something about that earlier. You keep getting a black screen. You might have to refresh. What's his name on X? You said, let's see, Mark Betterow. Let's see if I can find Mark here. It's Betterow Law. Thank you guys. Y'all are amazing. The chat is undefeated. Betterow Law. What does he have to say? So 2 hours ago. Let me just go ahead and pull it up.
Let me ask you.
So the first thing I see here is from 2 hours ago. He says another juror. Oh, he's talking about the foreman here. Another juror who perfectly explains his role as a juror and what the Reed jury did. This juror did not nullify. He wasn't corrupted. He participated in rendering a verdict after analyzing and deliberating exactly as you should want each juror to do. I trust the usual suspects will not mock his intelligence, appearance, accent, and integrity. It's really not that complicated. The jury heard the evidence, deliberated properly, and determined there was reasonable doubt and acquitted. It happens every day in the courtroom all over this country. I agree. Which part are y'all saying? Yep, we found Mark, black screen, and sponsored ad. You should be able to, if you're having trouble viewing the video, just refresh it. He says, people are indicating that during his recent online interview, Nicholas Baros stated that Adam Lally showed him, oh, here we go. This is what y'all are talking about. Adam Lally showed him the taillight photo and unsuccessfully tried to have Sergeant Baros confirm that the photo accurately depicted the condition of the taillight that he saw on January 29, 2022. In other words, so it is said, Baros provided Lally with actual knowledge that the DA was in possession of evidence of powerful exculpatory evidence. Awareness that Officer Baros contradicted what Proctor and Buchanan said, and evidence that the taillight was tampered with. Ooh, interesting. That is interesting. That it was tampered with. It goes without saying that Lally was obligated to disclose this exculpatory evidence to the defense. By all accounts, he instead suppressed it based on his decision not to ask Baros about the photo at the first trial and the defense's decision not to cross-examine him. If Baros really did tell Lally that the photo did not match what he saw and Lally did not disclose this evidence, this is an egregious Brady violation, as you will see. The suppression of proof that a taillight was tampered with after the MSP took custody of it. This would have been material to the outcome of the entire case. Thank God she was acquitted. If all of this is true, this could lead to serious disciplinary consequences for any prosecutor aware of such misconduct. Should substantially help a possible federal civil rights claim under 42 USC 1983 and may pique the interest of federal prosecutor regarding the federal criminal prosecution of the intentional violation of a person's civil right by a law enforcement officer under 18 USC 242. Interesting. And that's why you're maybe saying that he might regret this interview. Uh-oh. And he also says, I saw the clip. According to Baros, the DA deliberately did not show him the picture because he told them the taillight was not destroyed. So they had exculpatory evidence. Barros' statement that the taillight was not as described by Proctor and Buchanan, but it appears they deliberately withheld showing him the photo so they would not have to disclose this fact to the defense. Uh-oh. That's not good. This doesn't change the bottom line. They knew Barros' description contradicted the MSP and was exculpatory. They kept this from the defense. I'm sure they rationalized the non-disclosure by saying Barros' report already gave his description, which the defense had, and thus they didn't suppress the information. Very, very sketchy and underhanded. Any prosecutor interested in the truth would have shown Baros the photo, or at a minimum clarified his description with was in stark contrast to Proctor and Buchanan. Buchanan, they got to get him out of there, man. He's next. Yuri, what's going on, man? Yuri disgusted me anyway when he said that Proctor handled his investigation with integrity and honor. Like, ew, no. You don't drive around with evidence for over a month and say, before you submit it to the lab, and say that you conducted your investigation with integrity. I had someone leave a comment on one of my last videos that I posted, and he said he was a 27-year investigator, and he could not believe the amount of lack of follow through on policy at a simple level that he saw during this Karen Reed trial. And we saw it. We aren't even law enforcement. Most of us aren't law enforcement. And you know something's not right. You know the way that you just let the Alberts and the McCabe's off the hook. Didn't investigate. Didn't look into what happened in the house. We saw even a police officer from another state say, listen, if there's a dead guy in your yard and I'm coming there to investigate, guys, we're looking in the house. Chain of custody was non-existent. Evidence was collected in red Solo cups. The house across the street, magically, Gallagher decided, we don't need the Ring camera. Not a big deal. John's dead. You know, we'll keep moving on. Just like Brian said, hey, I was in my underwear. What am I supposed to do? Jesus, man. Yuri's got to be held accountable. It's just so weird that he keeps doubling down on it too and saying, no, man. Proctor did his job. He did his best. Let him live. We've got Slim Life New Jersey in the building with the 2-bomb. Says, check out John DePorto dash cam accident is gold. No. I've heard this guy's takes on the power panel, and I'm good on John DePetro or DePorto, whatever his name is. He's clearly has a bias in this case. Deny, counter accuse. Yes, Yuri needs to go. And he tried to be a thug and go to the courthouse. If I'm Turtle Boy, I'm absolutely terrified right now. That statement Brennan released yesterday was 100% directed at him. Ooh, that's a great point. I don't think he should be terrified, though. I don't think he should be terrified. He has a mental illness. He's a loser. Yeah, I agree. Backing up a shoddy investigation and doubling and tripling down because he said it during the first trial. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, and shout out to Amy for dropping her channel. Y'all go make sure you subscribe to Amy's channel. I'm gonna pin that too. We're about to get up out of here, but thank you again to all of y'all for liking the video. 3,500 of you liked the video. Go make sure you subscribe to Amy's channel too. Let me pin that now. And y'all go support Turtle Boy, man. All right, so I'm gonna pin Amy's channel in there. Y'all go make sure you subscribe. Let me read a few more comments, then we're gonna get up out of here. Yuri claimed not to know the definition of the word theory after using the word in his own answer less than 2 minutes prior. I remember that. I tracked Yuri's fiending memory of definitions for words used. He said, oh, English isn't my first language. Dude, man, come on. Get out of here. Almost at 120K. Says Slim Life. We're almost at 120K subscribers. Thank y'all for the love. You don't get relieved of duty, especially with IA and union reps, letting them get away with stuff with just a slap on the wrist for operating with honor and integrity. Yuri should be fired just for saying that. I agree. Like, you think it was a mistake that he was let go? Come on, dude. Long before Karen was arrested, they said if she pleads out, no problem. But if she fights, we will have an episode. Oh, man. Thankfully, the jury made the right decision. To all the suspicious people involved in this case and the sketchy journalist, Karen's coming. Hold them accountable. Plus, if Yuri really can't speak English, he is a police officer, a high up too. Yeah, he was a supervisor. This was a whole series. Never mind the episode. That's true. I just became a subscriber, found your channel yesterday. Welcome, Gail. Welcome to this side. Thank you for being here. He can wait for Koberger for a guilty one. Oh, you're talking about Peter? Yeah. Oof. It's not looking good for Brian, but this case, I don't know. Something's not adding up in the Brian Koberger case either. I still got to see some more evidence on that one. Driving drunk and his partner loses his gun and badge, and it was in Proctor's marked cruiser. That's a mess. He has a Boston accent. Oh, man. Karma is coming. Karma is coming. Karen's coming. Here we go. We've got a couple more super chats in here. We've got Zen Space in the building with the 5 bomb. Says maybe if the Commonwealth would have even attempted to run the other DNA, we might have some other answers. But they never even tried the other DNA. They didn't even swab the scratch marks on John's arm, right? So we don't know where those came from. We'll never know if it's possible it was a dog bite because they didn't swab. Kara with the 2 bomb as well says, again, welcome to the new subscribers. It's fun in here. We have a good time. It's interactive. And again, if you have a differing view, guys, feel free to share that in the comments and in the chat. It's okay. We welcome it here. As long as you're respectful, we'll be respectful. And that's the standard we have on this show and on this channel too. Yeah, people are saying he is not guilty, which shocked me because the media says he is. So I guess we will see. Talking about Brian Kohberger. And then also welcome to the member side. Appreciate you. Thank you. Shout out to Home at Oahu. Did I say that right? Shout out to Home at Oahu. Thank you for being here. When Proctor said he would do nothing different if he had to do it all over. What? Yeah, dude, get out of here. How does this guy have a badge? Jeez, man. I just think the community is trying to hide the drug connection to the Idaho house. Ooh. Well, we're going to have to get into that too. Karen Reed was found not guilty, right? Yep. Kohberger is most likely guilty. We will find out in August. It's coming up quick too. Let's see. Did I miss something in here? Oh, okay. Shout out to y'all for subscribing to Amy's channel. I'm curious to see all the things we don't know in Kohberger. Yeah, I meant to do this yesterday, but you guys got to remind me. I got to look at some of the pretrial stuff on Kohberger and see if we can find the video footage from that, because if so, I think that'll help us get a lot of insight into what evidence they do have, what case, which we kind of know now. The FBI was involved in the investigation, but what case the state is going to present, and then we can maybe get some more insight moving forward. You aren't familiar with Richard Allen? Look up the Delphi murders. Okay, I definitely will. When Proctor said he wished he would have searched a couple cars just to say he did was the worst thing he said. He's like, yeah, I don't know. I could have turned over some rocks, maybe. Investigate the house? Come on, dude. There's 2 years of pretrial stuff. Okay, we'll look into it. Kohberger is not guilty. This is another corrupt case and manufactured evidence. A lot has already been proven in pretrial motions. It is weird to see that all they found was the DNA on the knife sheath, and then they're saying it was just suspicious where he was driving and where he was located. I'm not a fan of DNA. Not exclusively DNA. It's scary. Like I said, imagine if the person who actually committed those murders was not Brian, and Brian was in the pawn shop and he sneezed and he coughed and he got some sweat on the knife handle. The person who committed the murders came in right after Brian, bought the knife, used it in a murder, and they're like, Brian, you were in the same area, weren't you? Yeah, I live here. Oh, you were driving around, huh? Yeah. Why'd we find your DNA on this knife? I don't know. I mean, I guess he would be able to tell that story, but I mean, who knows? How long was the DNA? How long could the DNA be there? I don't know. DNA. Yeah. DNA is tough. Either way, I've held y'all enough. I've been up here talking for 2 hours. I appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to the 3,600 of y'all who are in here. Thank you all for liking the video. If you haven't yet, like the video on your way out. It means a lot, helps out the channel, and it lets the algorithm know you guys are enjoying the show, shares this channel and the video with more people. Also, if you haven't yet, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss any time that we go live or drop a new video. If you're feeling extra generous, go ahead and share the video on X, share it on Instagram, share it with your friends, even in a text message. That couldn't hurt either. All right, appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. And as always, you know what to do. Y'all keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We're going to get out of here. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace. And make sure y'all check out the videos we're dropping this afternoon as well.